Hello and welcome to Middlesex Moments, the news and information program produced by Middlesex Community College. I'm Steve Minkler, Academic Dean and Lead Campus Administrator at the college, and your host for these programs. As always, Middlesex Moments comes to you from the radio and television studios and the Center for New Media located on the main campus of Middlesex Community College in Middletown. The purpose of Middlesex Moments is to give you a small glimpse into the programs, services, and events offered by Middlesex Community College. You'll meet faculty, staff, and students, and you'll learn about the ways in which the college partners with businesses, agencies, and schools to create a stronger community for those whom we serve. And today our topic is about a special program we call MAP, the Middlesex Accelerated Program. And I have a few guests in studio, but first I'm going to start with Rebecca Rist-Brown, who is the Program Coordinator of Criminal Justice and who oversees the MAP program. Hi, Rebecca.
Good morning, Steve.
And tell us what the MAP program is all about.
So the Middlesex Accelerated Program, MAP, is all about students getting their degrees quick. It actually started, it was a faculty-driven initiative that started out of a budgeting brainstorming session that actually you hosted because we were in a budget crisis, and the question was, how do we get students to graduate faster? And myself and English professor, Terry McNulty, said, hey, we can actually get students to finish their degree in 13 months with just changing a couple tweaks to how we offer classes. And the MAP program offers classes in 5-week sessions online. We have actually a hybrid lab science class now, and it enables students to get 6 different degrees in 13 months. So liberal arts, general studies, criminal justice, criminology, business studies, and we recently just added political science.
Awesome. And when did the MAP program begin?
It officially began last year during the summer. However, we've made a bunch of tweaks to it. So now it's instead of a cohort model, we've moved to open admission where anybody can start any semester, any 5 weeks.
And do you have to be a student in one of those majors to take a MAP class?
Not at all. Any student can take a MAP class as long as they meet the normal prereqs. If they decide that they like learning in this 5-week online format, then we can work with them and put them full-time into MAP.
Okay. And you just mentioned that the courses are online, so that makes it a little bit easier for students they don't have to worry about getting to campus and spending even more time in a classroom just to get these accelerated courses under their belt.
Not at all. And it works great for students that are working, moms, people who have complex schedules with obligations, that they can do their coursework. They always know in a MAP class your due dates are going to be Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. It's a very structured program to let you accelerate.
And what about a student who might be interested in this, who might be somewhat intimidated about the idea of taking a class in such a short amount of time? That would seem to be a really intense experience for them.
Usually what I have students do that are a little timid about it is I have them start with just one. And I'll have them start with a class maybe like Intro to Computers, where they're a little familiar with the content, so they kind of get used to the format. But most of the students who have taken them have just raved about how wonderful they are and that they love taking 1 at a time or even 2 at a time.
Okay. And have any students completed an entire program of study in the MAP sequence so far? I mean, I know it's a new program, but have any students completed yet?
Yep, we had several actually Middletown police officers finish their degrees. They came in with some transfer credits and we were able to finish them out pretty quickly. And we now have quite a few students enrolled that are starting from scratch with 0 credits in the criminology and criminal justice pathway as well as general studies. And I believe there's some also in the business studies pathway.
Okay, that's great. Well, we do have to take a quick break here for commercial insertion. So this is Middlesex Moments. We're talking about the college's MAP program, Middlesex Accelerated Program. And when we come back, we'll continue talking with Rebecca Rist-Brown and a couple of our colleagues here at the college. Middlesex Moments will be right back after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. This is Steve Minkler, and today we're talking about the MAP program, Middlesex Accelerated Program. And joining me in studio are a couple of guests, but I've been speaking with Rebecca Rist-Brown, who's the Program Coordinator of Criminal Justice and Criminology Studies, who oversees the MAP program. Rebecca, how do faculty respond to teaching this accelerated 5-week program?
We've actually had a lot of faculty that are excited about it, and faculty have actually been the driving force and the designers behind how the courses are designed, how we are going to deliver the course material and content. So we actually have an entire MAP team, and the other two guests that are with me are actually on the MAP team as well, so Sue Lugley and Sarah Brinkerhoff. But we have an entire team that works together on this. We've conducted a bunch of training sessions with faculty on teaching, and I'll admit at first they were a little apprehensive, but once they learned about the benefits of MAP and why the design and setup are the way they are to meet best teaching practices, now they're fully on board.
Okay. And we can introduce our colleagues here. So Sarah Brinkerhoff is an academic division director at the college. And Sarah, you had some experience in your previous colleges where you've worked where programs like this have been successful. And to Rebecca's point about the courses being incorporating best practices in instruction, what have you seen in your previous work, but also here at Middlesex, and how that really benefits the students?
Right, thank you. Yeah, so in my previous world, online education has been, a big trend, and offering that to our students here in Connecticut is a huge resource for the college. The structure is set up so that students that accelerate in these classes, they don't have time to kind of mess around and find out where all the content is housed and how to get there. So the structure behind this helps the teachers and the students get successful in the class right away. Every class is the same and has the same look and feel to it. They know where to drop their homework assignments, they know where to find their syllabi, they know where to find all of their resources. So everything is right at their fingertips. That is crucial when you're in a 5-week class and students are also working, they're dealing with their families, maybe they have a very active lifestyle, and this is why this program works so well for those types of students.
Okay. And just because the program and the courses are online doesn't mean a student can't visit our campus to use the resources we have here for them.
Right, 100%. That is a big benefit to this program. We are all housed here on the Middletown campus. Some of us even work in the Meriden campus. So if at any point in time a student needs those resources, physically in contact, they can come and work here in our library. We have a dedicated librarian that helps us directly with the MAP students and the MAP resources available to the students. So they can come here and study. They can get together with other students in their classrooms to have that physical study group, and they have all of the faculty and mentors with the program right here on campus.
Great. And our other colleague with us is Sue Lugley, who is a professor and program coordinator of business administration, business studies, and accounting. And Sue, you have talked about the connection with what students, how they learn in the MAP program and what they experience in the workplace. And there's a really direct connection there that you've identified.
Well, most companies also train online, so it's very important for students to have the ability to learn online, and that's one of the things that the MAP program, and especially the business MAP program, brings to the table. It's very important to understand the concept of how the computer, how it works, how you even learn how to learn online, but also the 5-week intensive programs we're finding. The courses are very rigorous, and the student is immersed in it, and what they're getting is a higher knowledge, a higher level of that subject matter than they would if they took 5 separate courses at the same time. So students are going part-time, they're going full-time, they're accelerating their program, and so it's been great to see it in this past year when we've run a sort of part-time program, and now we're going to start full-time students in the summer.
Okay. And that's great. I think the other thing, too, Rebecca, that we've learned in constructing this program is because students are taking 2 courses at a time in a fall semester, that actually adds up to taking 6 courses. How does this work with the students and what they pay for tuition, and how does that work?
Okay, I'm going to try and explain this the best I can. So the tuition rates, 12 credits, is the same price as 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you can take 4 classes and then take essentially the 5th for free. So I always tell students, I'm like, buy 4 classes, get the 5th for free. Why wouldn't you take that 5th free pizza? Mm-hmm. I always do. So the students actually, to take that technical 6th course is only $100 extra. So doing the entire MAP program where you're taking 6 courses during a traditional semester, 2 at a time, for 3 mini semesters, is actually cheaper in the long run than doing the full 2-year associate degree program. So it is a cost savings.
So they're saving a lot of money and also a lot of time, too, toward their degree completion.
Absolutely. And that can help them get back to get their jobs faster. I have one student that works for the state and was going to get a $12,000 raise once he ended up getting his associate's degree. So for him, this was a big incentive to finish fast.
Yeah.
So it's not only cheaper, but you can also get a raise, and there's other financial implications with it.
Sure. Now, Rebecca, both you and Sue are program coordinators, so you oversee a curriculum that leads to associate degrees here at Middlesex. So, Rebecca, first, if you could tell, how does this work with a student who wants to transfer out from Middlesex once they've completed their degree through the MAP program? All these courses transfer?
All the courses transfer. When the team was picking out what courses to include in the MAP program, we picked only the highly transferable courses, meaning the ones that are almost universally accepted at all other colleges. Now, there are a few nuances that are specific to each program. However, we picked stuff like Intro to Sociology, Intro to Psychology, Macroeconomics, Microeconomics. For the transferability, we have the articulation agreements with the other colleges. For many of my criminal justice students, they actually transfer to Charter Oak because they have another online criminology program, and the students, it's a really flawless transfer over to Charter Oak.
And so that way they can get their associates, then their bachelor's completely in an online format.
Absolutely.
Right. And Sue, how does this work with the business programs that you oversee?
It's the same thing. Our business studies is a TAP pathway, actually, and so it goes to the 4 state universities and Charter Oak, and they actually are getting more of our students because they're the fully online school. We also have an articulation agreement with Quinnipiac University Online, and that's a great program. A lot of our students are also going to Quinnipiac Online. They have a great program that reduces the tuition 10% for students coming out of the community colleges. It's a Quinnipiac University degree, which has, just like all the degrees out there, has really good backing with their business program. One of the things that students in the Business MAP program often say is that they come to the program because they've reached some sort of plateau at work and they need that degree in order to move forward. And often they're given a time limit, 2 years, 3 years, so they have to accelerate the degree. That's the most important thing, and they're thrilled that they can do it full-time, part-time, but also they can accelerate quickly because basically their career depends on it.
And Sarah, our students who take MAP courses, they can get financial aid just like they were taking any other course at the college.
Yes, exactly. They get all the same benefits that a regular on-ground student would achieve.
Okay. And certainly, like we talked about before, they have access to all of our resources here at the college. And I think some of this, I would think, with both faculty and students, is getting over the whole idea of what a semester is. Right? And we kind of get locked into that at a college.
Right. No, for sure. So, 15 weeks is a long time for somebody that's working, that's managing their family. So to be able to break that up into 3 5-week sessions is really a great benefit for the people that do that. And it also works for our regular on-ground students. So if you're a student that still wants that on-ground campus experience and you're, here on campus doing that and taking 2 or 3 classes, why not pick up 2 of the online classes? Because then you only ever feel like you're taking 3 classes at the same time because they break up into the different semesters. So even for regular on-ground students, the MAP classes are a great benefit because you can take advantage of that, 5th class for free, that 6th class for the extra $100, and you still only ever feel like you're doing 3 classes at a time.
So the MAP program includes courses that are part of what we call general education, English, psychology, math, and other things. And we talked before about how this is associated with the degree programs in general studies, liberal arts, criminology, criminal justice, and business studies, and soon political science. Sarah, are there plans to expand this to other academic programs?
For sure. I mean, we took a lot of time to develop a sequencing so that students can start at any point in time and not feel any lags in that. And it's just about talking to the other programs on campus and getting them on board. And, who knows where we can go from here.
Right. And making sure the sequencing is all correct. That's actually been Rebecca's forte. And, people listening to a radio show need to imagine a highly complex spreadsheet that Rebecca has developed. And maybe just briefly, Rebecca, what was your goal in trying to make sure you had this? I can't even describe it to people, but you had a particular goal in mind when you had this whole spreadsheet worked out.
The ultimate goal was to offer at that time we didn't have political science, but 5-degree programs with the minimal number of classes with the most overlap possible. And this occurred over winter break, and I remember I was sick with bronchitis, and Sue was my counterpart on this. And we kept coming up with these different sequencings and scenarios, and then it wouldn't work for business studies, so we'd have to move a class, and that would affect every other sequencing sheet. And we ended up with, because we have technically 4 starting semesters with 5 different programs, we have 20 sequencing sheets. And I just remember this one time Sue called me up and she says, I moved this class to this section. And I went, oh no, I have to redo everything again. And I remember bringing it to a meeting that we were having, and everybody was looking at me going, what are all these letters? What does this mean? And I'm like, just take it what it is.
And we've run with it. Yes, absolutely. Yes. All right, time for a quick break. And when we come back on Middlesex Moments, more about the MAP program, but also a little bit about what Rebecca Rist-Brown, Sarah Brinkerhoff, and Sue Lugley each do at Middlesex Community College. Stay tuned for more Middlesex Moments. We'll be back soon. Welcome back to Middlesex Moments, coming to you from Middlesex Community College. This is Steve Minkler. Our topic today is MAP, the Middlesex Accelerated Program. Before the break, we were talking about the intense work that needs to go into sequencing the courses in this program, because actually we've got 6 different majors and general education requirements, and Sarah Brinkerhoff, as Academic Division Director, is really taking a deep dive in advising here. And if a student comes in and wants to be part of the MAP program, I got to think in some ways this is easy. There's the whole program is kind of is programmed out. It's already kind of selected for them. So how does that work on the ground with an actual student?
Definitely. So thanks to Rebecca's bronchitis and sequencing fun there. So I had the pleasure of meeting with a business student. She was working in a field where her boss said, hey, if you can get an associate's degree, we can bump you up to the next level. She had not been in school in a long time. She was really intimidated about, what to expect and what that was going to be like. So she came in, we sat down, we talked about the program. We laid out the sequencing sheet. We met maybe about 3 weeks ago, and in probably 2 minutes, we were able to select 12 classes for her. 6 that she would take over the summer, and then another 6 that she would take in the fall. So she is set for registration. She doesn't have to come back and see us until our spring registration opens, probably right before the holiday break. So it was a very quick session. We got to spend more time talking about what she can expect with the online learning, other resources that she has access to if she felt a little bit hesitant about returning to school. So we really get to have that personal connection with the students since we are here. They're working with us, they register with us, and we're there to answer any questions that they have and kind of eliminate any of their hesitations.
And like you said, they're with us, and us meaning there actually is a team of faculty and staff here called the MAP team. Is there there's no other name for us yet? No? Okay, so just the MAP team. So Rebecca, if you can talk for a moment, Rebecca Rist-Brown, Program Coordinator of Criminal Justice, about who's on the MAP team and what do we each bring to that. I'm on that team as well.
Yep, Steve is on the team. Everybody in this room is on the team. We also have Angelo Glaviano, Spanish, Eva Jones from English, Yi, our Blackboard. I apologize, I could never pronounce her name correctly.
Juan Ryskowski.
Okay, yes, there we go. Yi is our Blackboard administrator. We have
Blackboard is the online learning
platform. Correct. Yep. That we use. So she's also another great support person for us. We have Keegan Samuels, who is a math professor. Who else am I forgetting? Matt Weber, who is art. He brings the aesthetic dimension and the visual pleasing aspect of how to create online courses. And we've been all working together to come up with this format, this design. We've also worked with Toby Krut and Francine up at System Office, so they're all up at the Hartford BOR, and they've helped us a lot with designing it as well, because one of the aspects too is we needed to make it app friendly, because there is the Blackboard app. So that was another part of our design process. But the MAP team meets pretty regularly. We talk about different aspects of the program, what's developments that are coming down the pike, how we can deliver this course material better. And actually, Eva Jones and Randy Plake have spearheaded how to do POM 173 public speaking online.
So how does one do public speaking online?
I think that's a question for them.
Okay.
They figured
That's
it
another
out.
show, right?
Yeah, that's another show, how you do public speaking online. But they figured out how to do it with these existing social media and programs. And, we're just a great team of problem solvers. It's
Okay.
kind of, we divide and conquer.
Yep. Well, and all the people that you mentioned have had experience teaching online courses, some in maybe not MAP format yet, but certainly in an accelerated format because our summer courses are shorter than a normal semester. So these are people with experience in teaching in this format and also advising students in a variety of majors. So I would think, Sarah, that any of the people that Rebecca just mentioned are direct resources to students. So they would connect with one of the MAP team members to be their advisor and be a person who can give them personal assistance, like you were saying.
Definitely. So when the students register, they get a nice little folder that Rebecca had put together that has everybody's contact information. It is a booklet on any possible scenario that you could ever have, down to how to be polite and respectful in your online discussion posts, to where to go, where can you find people, how can you contact them, and all of the available resources. So it's a very, very comprehensive and well-supported program.
Okay. Now I have to ask the question. We know that the students you are working with, we know they're going to do well, but what if a student does not pass a class, and they've been programmed into the sequence of courses, and I got to think that some courses depend on passing one to then get to the next one. So what happens if that happens?
So there's always that chance that a student's not going to progress well in class. We try to be very proactive in advising with the students and letting them know, hey, by the end of this first week, you should be here. Their grades are accessible to them online almost instantaneously because the teachers are very responsive in giving them feedback and grades. So a student should know in real time what their progress is in the class. And we tell them, if you're struggling, come and see us so that we can help save you before you get to the point of failing. But if you do fail, there's an option. You can take the class on ground if it was too hard for you. You can repeat the class in the next sequence when it comes around. But it should not really hold you up too much from your progress. And that's all laid out in the initial conversation. We can run what-if scenarios with the students in real time because we have that sequencing sheet and where it goes.
Right. And I think that's good advice for any students who may be listening to the program too, is to always speak up if you feel that you're getting stuck with anything or you need some help. And we happen to be recording this program today at the end of our spring semester, and as the academic dean of the college, now I'm seeing students coming forward where they really should have talked to an instructor sometime earlier in the semester. So speak up, students, if you're having some difficulty or you need some help. Sue Lugley, who oversees our business programs, had noted the connection with what businesses are requiring and our ability to run a program like MAP. This is an associate degree program, but you've learned that students can take these courses for benefiting further education beyond the associate's degree. How does that work, and how do their employers support them in that endeavor?
Well, many students who have a four-year degree, maybe in something that's not business, end up in the business world. And they're there for a few years and they realize, oh, I'd like to maybe go back and get an MBA. And when you go to any of the MBA programs, pretty much anywhere, you have core business classes that are requirements that you need to go back and take. So the MAP program is perfect for those students who have a four-year degree, not in business, that want to get an MBA to complete the core requirements of most MBA programs. There's about 6 classes in that, depending on what you took prior to your other, with your other degree. So you can accelerate within 4 months, actually 4 to 6 months, you can probably complete those sequencing classes and be able to get there. So let's say if you wanted to start an MBA program in the fall or in the spring, you could pretty much, if you wanted to really accelerate in the summer, you could probably get most of those classes done in the summer, 6 classes, and then 6 classes in the fall and 6 classes in the spring. So you can pretty much go to any of the fall, spring, or summer MBA programs that start up. So it's a really great thing. And we have a partnership with Central Connecticut State University's MBA program. They send students to us who want to accelerate.
That's fantastic. And so if a student were taking the associate degree program, can they start at any point, start in the summer, fall, or spring?
It's the 5-week sequencing. You can sort of take classes whenever you want, and what's beautiful about it is if you're in a business that's reimbursing you for tuition reimbursement, if you get the grade that you need to get in order for that stipend, you can take the class, put it on your credit card, and within usually the 5-week period, your business is actually paying you for that course. Unlike a 16-week program where you take it for all of 16 weeks, you have to float the money for 16 weeks or come up with the money. So most students are able to get reimbursed rather quickly from a 5-week course, and that's added incentive. In fact, when you hand the student the 6-week sequencing, businesses actually budget for these classes being completed, and the student will get a stipend even quicker. So that's another bonus for being in the program.
Okay, great. And Rebecca Riss-Brown, in the short amount of time we have left, how can a student find out more about the MAP program at Middlesex Community College?
To find out more, they need to go to our website, which is mxcc.edu/map. And there they'll find the sequencing sheet, they'll find Sarah's contact information, my contact information, and Sue's contact information. And the best thing to do, send us an email. Say, hey, I want to meet with you. I'll send you a link to my schedule. You can pick your own time to meet with me. And we'll be happy to sit down with you and discuss your career goals, your options, and map your future.
Okay. Any plans to have an open house, whether in person or in a virtual sense?
We are dabbling with those things. We're just trying to get through graduation at the moment. But once that's over, then we will be coming up with some more ideas.
Okay, but I like that tagline. Put yourself on the map with the Middlesex Accelerated program here at Middlesex Community College. So I want to thank my guests for joining me today to talk about this program. Rebecca Riss-Brown, who's Program Coordinator of Criminal Justice and Criminology Studies, Sarah Brinkerhoff, who's an Academic Division Director, and Sue Lugley, who's the Program Coordinator overseeing our business programs. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
All right. And I want to thank all of you in the listening audience for joining us for another edition of Middlesex Moments. As always, you're welcome to visit us in person at our main campus located at 100 Training Hill Road in Middletown, or at our Meriden Center located at Platt High School at 220 Coe Avenue, where we offer afternoon and evening classes 4 days a week. And of course, you can visit us online 24/7 at mxcc.edu, and if you add the /map, you can learn more about the MAP program to that. So, on behalf of Rebecca, Sarah, and Sue, and everybody at Middlesex Community College, I'm Steve Minkler. We hope to see you again soon.